Alright everyone, so for the purpose of this demonstration, I'm going to go the entire way through weaving the whole thing, making sure that I'm keeping my weaving really tight as I go. For the most part, I'm not going to be talking as I'm doing this, because this is just going to be as a tool for you to watch in the middle of class if you're having issues figuring out what to do. I'm going to hopefully have this on a loop the entire class. I want you to notice, again, that this is the back of your weaving, the inside, where you don't have anything drawn on, and it's nice and clean, will be the outside, so don't worry if you get glue on the back. So when you get your paper back, it'll be folded. You need to unfold it, press it down in the middle, and I like to actually turn my weaving so it's easier for me to weave it. If at any point you didn't cut all the way to the stop line, you can just take your scissors back in here and snip them a little bit so that they're just right. So, I'm going to start. I'm going to start by going under. You can go over or under either one, but you just have to make sure you're going in an alternating pattern. I'm really using both hands as I do this. Push it all the way to the edge. Notice that I kept it really tight and close to that stop line. Next one, since that was under, this one has to go over. Keeping it nice and tight, pushing it down as I go. You can wait to glue this until later, that's fine. Make sure you keep them all nice and tight. So this one was under, over, now under again. And just using both hands to kind of feed things through. By keeping it nice and tight together as I'm weaving, I have to do less work in the end. Match it up, tight, tight, and we keep going. So under, over. There we go, keep making it tighter. I'm up at the edges. Over, under. Making sure I'm looking at my weaving, not just assuming I remember what the last one was. Using both hands, keeping them close together to the last one I just did. Tight. Under, over. Line it up, nice and tight. Over, under. As you get to the other side, it's going to become a little bit more difficult because you don't have as much room to put your hands. So you gotta really use both hands working together, keeping everything really nice and tight at this last stretch. Under. Now I have to go over. Still going. Alright, nice and tight. So if you notice up at this edge that there's still a little tiny bit of room, if you can't fit a full another strip in there, just don't worry about even doing it. So push everything down. And now is a good time to glue, or at the end of a class. It doesn't have to be at the total end of the project. But, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to open up my glue. On any little tab that's on this side, I'm just going to put a little dot of glue. Picking it up, putting my glue underneath. I'm going to flip around my paper. Picking it up. Pick it up. Flip it over. So this is going to be the front side of my weaving. Make sure everything's lined up really nicely on this front side before I go any further. This is the side that everybody will see at the very end. In there. Fix it a little bit. Pull this down. See how these are all lined up now? There we go. And so now I can do the same thing, make glue on each side. And I flip it around, and I glue again. So after you have the entire thing woven together, you can start to add little other things inside of it. So like different layers of paper. And I'll show you how to do that in the next video. If you get glue where you don't want it, you can just wipe it off, rub your fingers together, and you're done. So this is what your finished weaving will look like. Notice, everything's really tight together. I can still see all of my patterns and all the lines that I really worked hard at the beginning to cut out. Also, everything's really tight together, so it looks like a checkerboard pattern. If your weaving doesn't look like this, you need to go back and make sure everything is really close together. You should not be able to stick your finger and pull out parts of it. Alright, if you have any other questions, just ask.